my channel. This is Hope and I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to be unboxing the DVOK Cherry Blossom collection, which I am very excited about. I bought this from Cookie, which is a UK Korean gel polish seller, and honestly I really did try to restrain from buying this collection, but ultimately that lime green and those petal toppers, they just got me, okay? So I bought it and I don't have any regrets. I will not live with regrets regarding this. But yeah, anyway, we can do the unboxing. I'm just looking at all of the polishes here. They are so pretty, and oh my gosh, this green, this lime green, it's so ironic, right, that it's a cherry blossom collection, but I feel like most people's eyes when they saw this collection ultimately just went straight to that lime green because it's gorgeous. Anyway, moving on to the bottles, I really appreciate how DVOK, the attention to detail they put into the bottles, because they signify what the polish type is. So you can see here, this specific one is a glitter and it has very faint shimmery glitters on the bottle. It's just, oh, so pretty, seriously. And as for my swatches, I'm using glass cloud swatch beads that I got from Taobao, just because I really prefer swatching on these rather than fake nails. So the first polish that I'm going to be swatching is DG23, and this is the lightest petal shade. It's super pretty. You can see it's pretty light pink, very baby pink, very subtle, but very pretty in its own right. And genuinely, these topper petal shades, I really haven't seen anything like them from other brands. So they just got me ultimately. They got me in my wallet. Anyway, DG24 is the next one that I'm swatching. And this one is a deeper petal shade. So it's the same makeup, but I would also say this one has more glitter in it. It seems to be packed in with that additional pink, yellow glitter, which just is gorgeous. So much dimension. And then next we have DG25, which is going to be a glitter shade. This is a pretty multicolored glitter on a light baby pink base, but I think it's transparent. It just has pink glitter in it. Maybe a tint of pink, not super sure, but this is what it looks like. It's gorgeous again, even for me who is not a huge glitter fan usually. Next is DG26, and this is a pink base, like a corally pinky peach base. Pretty like muted, but also saturated pink. I don't really know how to describe this color, with pretty pink sparkles in it. Super gorgeous again, super pretty. And here's what it looks like in the light. And then here is the one coat of all of these toppers so far. And I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds and then we can paint the second coat. Honestly, the second coat didn't add too much pigment to these, obviously, because I think most of them are on a transparent background, but it's really nice just to add on that dimension and that glitter and just build it up as well. Especially this last pink is so pretty, oh my gosh. And here is all of them second coat. And here is just a snapshot that I took comparing them side by side. And as always, I will cure the second coat for 60 seconds, top coat, cure for 60 seconds, and then wipe any residue off and we can move on to the next four. So fifth is DS16, which is a syrup gel, hence the DS. And we can see this one is a really pretty baby pink syrup gel. It's not too muted or solid. It kind of reminds me of the Nail Bio Nudie Pink in a way. Moving on, we have DM05, which is the magnetic shade from this collection. It's this really pretty medium fuchsia base, but it's very transparent with what I believe to be white pearls, though they do look kind of pink in some lights as well. And here is one coat. You can see it's really transparent. And I'm going to go in with my magnet, and because when you use glass beads, the first layer that you paint is the one that shows through from the front of the bead. Hence, I'm magnetizing here and then going to flash cure this very quickly once I get it where I want it. And then moving on, we have DP05, which is, I assume stands for painting gel, because as you can see, this is pretty opaque, like one coat opaque, baby pink, nude, white kind of color, cream color. It's so opaque, oh my gosh. You can see here, this was one coat. I tried to see whether I could just do it perfectly in one coat and it was amazing. And then last but not least, we have the star of the collection, the lime green, which is DS17. Gorgeous lime. Gorgeous, gorgeous lime shade. Oh my gosh, look at this. Perfect syrup consistency, perfect transparency, perfect green, perfect saturation, like the pigment, oh my gosh. And it is very sheer, I will give you that. Like, this is one coat, it's super sheer, but I love that about it because it means that it's really buildable And then here is one coat for all of these gels, and we can cure that for 60 seconds and then move on to painting our second coat. And I did paint the painting one just one last time because I thought might as well. And this lime green turns out really pretty in two coats as well, of course. And then I'm just magnetizing this again. One thing I want to mention on these pearls is that I do notice they move very quickly. So you have to be very quick when you work with the magnetic gel from this collection anyway. I'm not sure whether DVOK other gels are like it, but this one, the pearls move super quickly, so you need to work very quickly with it. And here is our second coat completed, as well as our side-by-side from one coat and two coats. Then we can just repeat the same top coat and wiping steps as before and move on to looking at all of these gorgeous swatcher beads and colors. And here they are all swatched side by side on the card that is included as well for the swatches. You can see so pretty next to each other. And now we can move on to the nail design, where I'm going to be using only polishes from this set. And before I do, I just want to highlight nail safety. As always, if you want to do gel nails, please make sure that you don't touch uncured gel with your skin, and also do adequate research into lamp compatibility, ingredients, etc. before you start. Now moving on. Here is my draft and mood board that I designed for it. The idea behind it is mostly playing around with fruit designs as well as some 3D elements, using some like puffy, juicy kind of vibes. Basically, juicy fruit is the vibe. And following on from that, I'm going to be doing all of the bases first, and this first nail is going to be trying to replicate that puffy nail design that has been really popular recently. So I'm just painting one layer of the glitter and then top coating that just to smooth it out, and then I'm going in with this stunning lime green, stunning color, and doing this as two coats as well. And then we can move on to the base for the next nail. The vision for this nail is replicating kind of like a seeded fruit, so I'm going to paint one layer of the magnetic gel and move all of these pearls to the bottom so that we can have a nice colored base. I'm going to be doing this on two coats, moving again to the bottom and then painting a third coat. And on this third coat is when I'm trying to, you know, move around the pearls. Flash cure that as soon as you're happy with it, because as I mentioned, this gel, for some reason the pearls move very quickly. They're super sensitive. And then I did ultimately do just 1/4 coat. I know 4 because the gel's quite transparent and I just didn't have the pearls where I wanted them. The magnetic pearls are really subtle, but I think it probably works well for the design I'm doing anyway. I'm going to be using the same magnetic gel for the next nail, but I'm just doing more of an ombre, and I'm going to be ombreing this from the magnetic gel into the petal topper. I'm just layering it up and then also fanning out the edge, and then I will go in after I've done all of my layers and all of my curing, and then we can add the petal topper coat. This is the deeper colored coat that I'm using, the one with the darker pink shimmer, and I'm just adding on that in quite a thick layer to the edges, and then we can fan it all out. It's very subtle when you put it on the magnetic pink, but I think it is really pretty. It probably would have looked better, honestly, if I'd left the tip completely transparent, but it's also really pretty. I like how subtle it is anyway. The fourth base is also an ombre in a sense, but I'm not mixing the colors together. I'm going in with the light baby pink shade, and then I'm going to be adding on the lime orange green as the French tip. But I wanted to keep a little bit of a gap between both colors rather than blending them together. Because one of the inspiration photos that I am taking from, they had a gap between the base and the color, and I just thought it looked so pretty. So that is what I am building up here, doing two coats as usual, doing all your usual curing in between as usual. And the fifth base is a little bit of an easier one. I'm going to be painting 2 coats of this cute baby pink color, and then I'm going to be adding on the petal topper in the middle and kind of ombreing out, but it's not proper ombre, it's more just like glitter in the middle and then no glitter. And as you can see, it's just so pretty, so pretty. And I did do 2 layers of this as well. I did one kind of base layer and then I add a little bit more on, just trying to be intentional with the petal placement as well. And here is the bases all complete. And we can move on to the designs. The first one that I'm going to be doing is going to replicate that pillowy, puffy nail that is really common right now. And I'm just picking out my gems first. I'm going to be taking a bear and then some of these green charms and going in with the zigzag gel, the clear zigzag gel from Jello Jello, and drawing just a squiggle, a continuous squiggle of gel down the nail. I'm going to be refining that out with a liner brush. Honestly, using maybe a shorter liner brush probably would have been better, but this worked fine. I'm just trying to even it out. And I also think this specific Jello Jello tube gel is not the best gel to use for this because of the viscosity. It doesn't form together very well, but it's okay for now. And then after I have refined all of that out, I'm going to be adding my charms. Firstly, my bear, and then my heart, and then my rectangle. I'm being very gentle, trying to push these in without disturbing the gel too much so that you can really build out that puffy element to it, that it's like encapsulated. And because I felt like it was a bit flat in some places, I'm just adding on more of the zigzag gel with my liner brush. And then here is this all complete. We can cure this, and then once it's cured, I'm going to go in with my top coat and just top coat everything. I'm avoiding the Aurora charms because they lose their definition if you top coat over them, but I could also have top coated the bear because the bear tends to lose its shine when you wash your hands and stuff, but it's fine for now. And then here is this nail all completed. Next we'll be moving on to the fruit nails. So I'm going to be using the painting gel and then painting on what will look like seeds ultimately at the end. Doing these quite systematically in 4 levels, I believe. Yes. And then after curing those, I'm going to be painting the stem, but because I don't actually have a deep green stem, I'm going to be layering the neon green on top of the same painting color. So I'm painting this outline first in the painting color, and then once I cure that, I will be going over it in the lime green. And I did paint this on ultimately in 2 layers as well, curing in between each, just because this lime green is pretty sheer. Now I'm top coating because I'm going to be adding 3D elements after, so obviously your 3D elements are your finishing touch. Like, you don't want to diminish the 3D part of it by top coating over it. And then I'm going in with the same zigzag gel from Jello Jello, and I'm going to be painting on basically making a strawberry shape, a berry shape, by painting on around the seeds to add that 3D element. I'm being quite delicate with these lines just because I don't want to mess them up, and then I did go in and add a little bit more whilst it's still not cured with a liner brush. And after curing, here is how this turned out. Super happy with the outcome of this nail, very happy. And here is our progress so far as well. Next, I'm going to be using some of the magnetic gel, and I'm going to be mixing this with the painting gel to make it more opaque. I did mix that again just to make it a bit darker, and then I'm going to be drawing on lines like stripes in the darker shade on top of the petal topper. It's very subtle, so I did layer this quite a lot in a few coats, and I did actually go in and paint more of the magnetic gel by itself over the top as well, as you can see here, because it was very subtle. But I just didn't want to go in with any other color and I still wanted to just use the ones from the collection. And this is more of a filler design anyway, so it's not too important for it to be super obvious. And then I will top coat this because I'm going to be adding more 3D elements on. My camera battery did die out for this part, but all I did was add some circles and a gem. And here is the set so far. For the thumbnail, I'm doing more 3D, so I'm top coating again, and then I'm going to be going in with the Cocoa's Boba Low Gel, which is a thick 3D gel, kind of like the toy gel from Vala. I'm going to be making a cherry blossom flower with the petals, so I'm just rolling out my 5 balls, rolling this first into like a long sausage shape and then separating out all of the balls. They do need to be quite small for this. I always find that I make the balls bigger than they should be, so just try to be conscious of your sizing for these as well. And then once I'm happy that they're all pretty even and the right shape and size, I will add them on and then start shaping with my silicone tool. I'm doing one main kind of shape and then shaping the sides and then also indenting the top to make it a cherry blossom petal, and then I will be curing, flash curing for 20 seconds after each one. And I just go through it systematically, add a petal, shape it, cure it, move on to the next petal. I find this is easier just because this gel will slowly morph out of its shape if you don't cure it, unlike other 3D gels. And then once all of that is done, I will cure for 30 seconds and then we can go in with the painting. I'm using the same light pink painting color and then just doing a nice wash over all of the petals as a general. And then I cure that and then go in with more detailed kind of lines in the center. To finish it off, I will be adding some of these small silver balls, just attaching them with the Jello gel again. And then we can just top coat it because as always, Cocoa's Boba Low Gel is not non-wipe, so you need to top coat it. And then here is the finished design. Lastly, we'll be doing more 3D elements, so top coating again, and then going in with Crazy Top Thick this time. Because we love Crazy Top Thick around here. She is the OG when it comes to swirls. And I'm just practicing my swirl before I actually try my nail because this is something that I'm trying to get better at. So basically how I do this is I grab my gel and then I let gravity pull it to the bottom until it kind of forms that glob. And then I will try to apply pressure to begin with so that you kind of have that ball and then slowly lessen your pressure as you drag it out. I will immediately flash cure that and then move on to the second swirl. And I'm just also going to be adding some drops, so I just kind of rotate the brush around and flash cure after each one as well. And to finish, I'll just be using the Jello zigzag gel again just to attach some small silver balls, also adding additional gel over the top just so that they keep their shine and stay on, and we are finished. And here is my finished set in comparison to my design. I will do a final cure for 60 seconds for all the nails and then we can go ahead and wipe them all off with gel cleanser, ideally using a different wipe for each nail. And here's also just a side-by-side with my nails and the swatcher beads. Overall, I really love this collection and I do not regret my purchase one bit. I will be using this lime green so much in my sets. And DVOK is slowly but quickly becoming one of my favorite gel brands. And I'd also love to know if anybody else has bought this set, what your thoughts are on it as well. And then to finish, thank you for watching this video and please let me know your thoughts on this design in the comments below, as I really love to chat with people about nails. Please also subscribe and click the end screen if you'd like to see more of my nail designs, and until next time, I hope that you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.